Marcus's father's world shifted the moment he learned of his son's role in the hostile takeover. All the years of silence, all the sacrifices he'd made were now at risk of being exposed. For a man who had stayed in the shadows for so long, this was the ultimate dilemma: to reveal himself and protect his life's work, or to continue watching, risking everything he'd built. He had no one to blame but himself. Years ago, he'd made the choice to love from afar, convincing himself that financial support would be enough, that his absence wouldn't matter. But here, in the quiet of his office, he could no longer ignore the truth. His son, the very man set to dismantle his empire, didn't even know he existed. Marcus, meanwhile, was entirely focused on the task at hand. For him, this takeover was a career-defining move, a chance to prove his worth in an industry that demanded ruthlessness. He didn't care about the history of the company or the people behind it. All he cared about was winning. Yet, he couldn't shake a strange feeling, an unsettling sense that something was different about this deal. And so the father faced his greatest challenge. Would he confront his son, risking rejection and anger, or would he hold back, letting Marcus unknowingly destroy his father's legacy? It was a choice with no easy answers, one that weighed heavily on a man who had already sacrificed so much. In the shadows, a father's love waged war with a lifetime of regrets, and as the takeover loomed, the path forward became clearer and darker. The takeover was in motion. Marcus and his team executed their strategy with precision, each move calculated, each step planned. For Marcus, this was business. For his father, it was survival. And so began a silent battle, a game of cat and mouse between father and son, each oblivious to the other's true identity. For Marcus, this takeover had become more than just a job. It was an obsession. Every hurdle he encountered only fueled his determination to win. But what he didn't know was that every challenge, every roadblock, was carefully placed there by a man who knew him better than he could imagine. Behind the scenes, Marcus's father fought back. He used every resource at his disposal to stall the takeover, block key deals, and limit access. But for every move he made, Marcus countered with a strategy of his own, a tenacity that impressed even his most seasoned colleagues. Yet, for all his talent, Marcus began to sense that something was wrong. The resistance he faced felt personal. It was as though the opposing side knew him and anticipated his every move. This realization only deepened his resolve, though a part of him couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this than he understood. For Marcus's father, each step of the takeover became more difficult to endure. He admired his son's skill, his ambition, but he knew that admiration alone wouldn't protect what he'd built. The time was coming when he would have to make himself known, to step out of the shadows and face the son he had left behind. The game was nearing its end, and as father and son continued their silent battle, neither could see the storm that was about to break.